I know y'all didn't think I was gonna miss this, man. I know y'all didn't think I was gonna miss this. That boy D Book was over there smiling, cheesing the whole game. Like, oh yeah, they know that they done messed up now. They done messed up now, man. Well, welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass podcast. You got your boy Suns fan Randy in the building, and man, we got KD first game, dog. This is crazy. This is real life. This is what it is now. You know what I'm saying? We pray for times like this, surrounding like this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dog, this is so crazy. It was some good. It was a little bit of bad that I gotta call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, I'm not gonna jump out the window and be like, oh man, we going crazy, blah blah blah. Like it was just the Hornets, so we gotta relax. You know what I'm saying? Especially without LaMelo Ball, even though he hasn't really been in the lineup too much the entire year, but yeah, it was just the Hornets, so it's not, you know what I'm saying? We got to still get that. And I was kind of praying that it would be a close game for the majority of the game, or just going into the fourth quarter, just to see, just so we can expedite or accelerate that togetherness. That all right, this is what we do in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like even though we won by like what 10, 15 points or whatever the case may be, I kind of wanted it to be close. But hey, a win is a win, so I'll take it how I can get it. But man, first thing I do want to say though, I want to say is imagine if Kevin Durant didn't have the 23 points he had tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does this game look like? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody outside of Devin Booker and Kevin Durant was absolutely. DeAndre Ayton looked good tonight, and I'll dive into that a little bit. But you know what I'm saying? Like everybody else was just, I don't know what the hell they were star watching, star gazing. I don't know what was going on. So it's like CP3 had 2 points. You know what I'm saying? Campaign was just out there, just not playmaking at all. And Josh Okogie had 2 points. So it was just like, dog, like the bench didn't do nothing. I was like, man, if Kevin Durant didn't score 23 points tonight, I don't know what would happen realistically. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to KD, man. And he looked good. You know what I'm saying? He was getting to a spot to just look real easy for him out there. And it was just like, you could tell that they still trying to get it together. Like, all right, like they done made a few passes where they thought the person was going to be here, whatever, whatever. And then Josh Okogie, too, this is him, like, you got to get your confidence right, man. You belong out there with them. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to defer every time you get the ball. You got to be like, all right, where's Devin Booker? Where's KD? Like, you belong out there, dog. You got to have that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, I can do a little bit of something too. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're gonna need out of Kogi, and just that defensive pressure. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I want to kick it off by saying, like, what was going on with CP3 in the first quarter? Because it's like it's so crazy to me, because it's like CP3 ain't never looked at the rim in the first quarter, and he was attempting so many shots in the first quarter. I'm like, God damn, when he start doing this? When he start looking at the rim in the first quarter? Like it typically he looking to play making all this. Like first quarter he was out there throwing up shots. I'm like, this looked a little strange. I was like, all right, CP. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, outside of that, and then another thing I noticed too is that, listen, TJ Warren, do whatever you got to do in practice to get on the floor, because we need you with that second unit, dog. Especially with T Ross out and stuff like that. I feel like, yeah, you fit right in there. Even though, like, I love Ish Wainwright, but I feel like that's your spot to have right there. You know what I'm saying? Especially because it's like we don't have nobody that when everything break down can just kind of ISO and get their own bucket. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like TJ Warren can go get that. He can drive. He can hit the midi. He could hit a couple catch and shoot. I wouldn't. He's not a catch and shoot guy, but when everything is breaking down, he can ISO and go get a bucket. And I feel like that's what we need, especially with that second unit, especially when stuff gets stagnant and they start having empty trips down the floor. And I feel like the less empty trips we can have with the second unit, the better. You know what I'm saying? So TJ Warren, do whatever you got to do in practice. You know what I'm saying, to get on the floor, because we need you. Because I feel like you, T. Ross, and then C. Payne sometimes. Because I feel like C. Payne, you got to realize, man, look, you got to play make, dog. Like I get it. But you got to play make, and if you set the table for everybody else, I promise you, it will open you up. I promise you, it will open you up so much more. So even though, like I said, Jock Landale didn't really help C. Payne out tonight, I feel like that little pick and roll, he wasn't really setting good hard screens to get him open so he can get to the basket. And on top of that, he wasn't really finishing some of the looks that Payne gave him in the post. But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But another little thing, speaking of pick and rolls, I feel like the KD CP3 pick and roll look a little shaky. Just look a little shaky because I feel like CP3 is used to kind of like somebody rolling to the basket, you know what I'm saying? Or that a guy that size rolling to the basket, and KD is going to pick and pop like 9 out of 10 times. So he kind of got to get adjusted to that and try to like figure out his next move. You know what I'm saying? Going forward with that. But it looked, you know what I'm saying? It looked decent. I'm not sitting up here bashing or whatever the case may be. But DeAndre Ayton was out there grabbing inspired boards. That boy was out there grabbing straight inspirational boards out there. He finished with 16 and 16. I wish he would have got a couple more looks at it, but I'm not mad at it tonight. But yeah, he was out there playing inspired, and I feel like the whole team was playing inspired, especially in that first half. Like the team defense looked great. They had good energy. They had good, you know what I'm saying, intensity. It was good communication on the switches and stuff like that. So it looked good. But defensively, and this is where I gotta say the con, I gotta call a spade a spade. I feel like a flaw that could potentially be a problem moving forward, or you know what I'm saying, if a team could expose it, is that when CP3 and KD is in the same side of an action on defense, it could potentially be a problem. Because I feel like they had a couple open looks, even though Charlotte didn't knock them down, where they pick and roll for, you know what I'm saying, they used KD and or they had CP3 and KD in the pick and roll, and neither one of them picked up the ball. Neither one of them wanted to close out for the shot. And so I feel like potentially that could be an issue moving forward. So it's just like you got to keep one of them on one side of the court at all times. Like you got to keep KD on this side, you got to keep CP3 on this side. So it's not like we got two dudes that's being lazy or whatever the case may be. I don't really want to call them lazy, but I feel like that's what it was, a couple of those possessions. But I don't know if they was tired. I don't know if just communication was bad or whatever the case may be. But that's the only con I really seen tonight playing the Hornets. I love Kevin Durant fourth quarter aggressiveness, and I feel like I hope and I pray that Book pick up on some of the stuff that Chris Paul and Kevin Durant is laying down. You know what I'm saying? Like how to score in bunches and how to be like, okay, like look at the clock, have the situational awareness to, you know what I'm saying, the self-awareness to slow yourself down and be like, all right, this is what needs to get done right now. And I feel like KD came in the game when he checked into the fourth and was like, all right, this is what needs to get done right now. I need to go out there, go score in bunches and create that separation so we can walk away real easy. And that's what I like to see. And hopefully D-Book moving forward, and when KD do leave and Chris Paul do leave and it's strictly purely his team again, it's like, all right, you done picked up, you done gained so much to where it's like, all right, now you know what to do. Because I feel like that's a little bit that's the only really bad part I feel about Devin Booker game is just kind of like the situational awareness and being able to score in bunches. We know he can do it, but it's just like, I feel like I don't really see it enough consistently for me to be like, Devin Booker's like that, you know, or he can score in bunches like that. But yeah, man, tonight was a good dub. It was a good dub. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait for the game on Friday. Hopefully we get a little bit more battle tested, and you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm really looking for now is just for us to get put in all kind of different situations where we got to come back from down 10. We got to, you know what I'm saying, get a fourth quarter lead or hold a fourth quarter, win ugly, win, you know what I'm saying, beat the refs. We got that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I mean, moving forward. Man, you can tell I'm nervous because I'm not nervous, but I'm excited. So it's just a lot just coming out right now, man. But like I said, it's a good dub. We got 30 from Book. We got 23 or 25, whatever Kevin Durant finished with, and it was crazy. It was crazy, man. It's a new day. But until next time, dog. Peace.